sometimes the act of overpromising is what allows you to stretch to points that you've never been able to stretch to before.
I like that.
You know, if you always play within your ability, then you'll never be extraordinary. Being extraordinary sometimes requires you to be willing to say you can do more than you actually can. But being careful of that, right? Because, you know, like for you, if you said you could go do a magic show, you can't, right? However, if yeah, well,
just be a really bad one.
I imagine you holding a wand, wearing a top hat, and I would just get like goosebumps all over. You got a little cape on and you're trying to do your magic. It'd be bloody terrible. I remember doing my first keynote. My first keynote was for a building association in Sydney. And this was like in 2013. This was the first time I did a keynote. They paid me $2,500 to do this keynote. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I went there and I pushed myself to do it. You know, I'd spent 3 weeks writing the keynote, trying to get, and this was the process of me stretching myself. And I overpromised. I did the keynote, thought it was amazing, walked off, and then the CEO was right there and I was shaking his hand real confidently, like, how's that, mate? And no joke, his words to me were,
Vinh, have you done this before?
And it just, dude, it crushed my soul. But I think just remember as well, sometimes you have to stretch.